This week's episode of The Voice Party has been brought to you by All Roads Overhead Garage Door. They've been proudly serving the Bay Area since 2002, and they speak Spanish and shit. That's right, habla español. Call now, 510-375-8756. Tell them you're from The Voice Party, and they'll hook it up for you.
Welcome to the Voice Party. Welcome to the Voice Party. Welcome to the Voice Party.
Are we recording?
Yeah. We had another fresh intro just now.
I thought you guys were just fucking with the mics. Like, oh, that's what's up. What's up, man? How you doing?
Welcome to The Voice Party, everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Spectacular.
I feel like he's a co-host. Just because I'm not used to looking at the guests of that scene. This is just another co-host. Like, oh, what's up, man? Like, I feel like saying, how you been? But I don't really know this guy. he just.
Hey, if you know my homie, then you know me.
Yeah, no, for sure. You remind me of a homie who, whenever I invited him to smoke, he would come through with pizza without even saying, "Hey, you want me to bring something?" He'd just show up with pizza.
That
sounds like the best kind of homie to have, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you know you're gonna smoke, you know you're gonna be hungry. So
That's
some of us are thoughtful enough. Like Phil came through with the Taco Bell earlier.
Okay.
Man. Like, word up. God bless you, Phil.
Oh, you know what? I was hungry, and it'd be messed up for me to show up with food and not bring food for nobody else.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know, I'm considerate like that.
We're all in here working and what have you, and
Yeah, y'all over here working, and
shoot.
So, what? I see you guys are into the game, but
NBA jams for the listeners.
NBA Jam,
Circa,
motherfucker.
was it 1992?
His
Classic.
Classic. What is it called? Is that
Sega Genesis
Sega
game?
Genesis.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah, over on the
I
Sega
ain't
Genesis.
seen one
Mini.
of these since the 90s, bruh.
Bro? Well, how old are you, man? I'm sorry. As we discover his interest. So you definitely like playing video games.
Definitely love losing an NBA Jam.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, Phil
I ain't got
talking
the
that
hang of it
shit.
yet, you know. I am distracted. It's cool.
Catch up.
Who's the Warriors?
Oh, you son of a...
Because I was the Warriors earlier against him.
He's the Warriors. I'm the Bulls.
Oh, okay. There's a
Oh,
trend
I
here,
forgot.
I see.
Oh,
I'm like the 90s Warriors.
yeah,
not
you the 90s Warriors. That's why I'm the Bulls.
I
no such thing as 3-point shots.
I made Phil work with the Warriors, though. I'm not gonna lie.
They start making
It was a
three-pointers
pretty
in
close
2008.
game, wasn't it, Phil?
It was.
Yeah, thank you. I finally am on the board. That's what I'm talking about.
They didn't make 3-pointers back then.
Yeah, it's a score of 4-2.
Oh, my God.
The Bulls are at 4 and the Warriors are at 2.
All right, wait. Let me
6
learn the controls
6
first, you
now.
cheating mother hubbard.
So B is your turbo. A is
Wait, hold
the
on.
jump and throw.
So introduce
C is
yourself,
gonna
man.
pass the
What's
ball.
what's your name and what tell us about yourself?
So I am, let me just say, my mother calls me Kevin.
Oh.
The people call me Prophet.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah, some buddies and I run a nonprofit where we teach spoken word poetry and elementary, high school, and middle schools in the Bay Area, all over quite a few different counties.
You guys teach spoken word?
Yep, and theater, creative writing, and you know what? I'm gonna have to whoop your ass when I'm not being interviewed. Let's go ahead and play the computer. Because it's like
It's like 10-6.
I was a little bit overconfident in my abilities for a second there. It's like, yo, I haven't played this
I
since
could beat this white
since
boy
I was like
in
5.
NBA Jam.
I was like,
I'll get you.
stop reading my thoughts, dude.
scary.
I'm joking.
I mean, he's bald. His middle name might as well be Charles at this point. Nah, I'm kidding.
The hell? What?
He said, read my mind. Charles Xavier, get it?
Oh yeah, I see.
My X-Men.
yeah, all you need is a wheelchair. You got a rolling seat.
He's in the rolling seat.
Close enough. I got a chair with wheels on it.
Facts.
Oh, man.
So how'd you meet this guy?
So
I'm pointing at Joaquin.
before I knew what I wanted to do with myself,
Yeah.
I really loved to write poems and raps in like middle and high school, and you know, I ended up kind of lightweight being forced to move in a different part of Contra Costa County, aka the Delta, aka the Boonies, aka Yucktown, Antioch.
The great exodus of 08.
That's what they call it 20 years
That was the
from now.
bad part.
Okay, never mind.
Nah, because I was, I was there for a few too
You
many
were
years.
ahead of the curve. That's
No,
what
because
you
in
were.
08 it was a huge exodus to fucking exodus. I don't know.
No, I'm
You seen
saying
that?
like back when I think my family was like the 7th black family to move out there.
Oh damn!
I ain't talking about Pittsburgh. I'm talking about Antioch.
And you really felt it, even though you're light skinned, huh?
I was like, yo, I was the darkest motherfucker in some of them classrooms, and that made me uncomfortable. So yeah, like it was not totally bad. It took about the first 2-3 years for me to really be able to feel comfortable sleeping out there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, it's too quiet. I'm hearing crickets and shit. I don't like Jiminy that much. Like, Pinocchio ain't my favorite Disney movie. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, but
I want to hear donuts. Someone busting donuts in their.
I want to hear niggas yelling for no reason. Let me hear some Union Pacific train tracks in my backyard. Like, I need that symphony of sound. You feel me?
I need
Them
bass
gunshots.
rolling down the street at like 3 a.m.
And like 5 a.m.
That's because people going off to work now.
I need sirens, bruh. Like, come on.
Hood symphony.
Emergencies,
Going off in
man. Basically,
the back. Yeah.
urban lullabies.
Exactly.
Playing is that an ambulance or the police?
Extra points if it's neither.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, that's. Oh, so when did you move over there? Like 03?
Somewhere around like 2004, I went there for high school.
Yeah.
And
Because then not a lot of people started moving there until like later on. And
a little bit later on.
Yeah.
It's funny because like some folks knew what was coming, but nobody listened. You know, you were like the crazy scientists and shit. Like, hey, like everywhere else is starting to get like quite a bit more expensive. I think more people of color will start moving out here, and if that happens, we're not
fucked.
ready for that. We're totally not ready for that.
Everybody looking at you like you just said Krypton's gonna explode. Like Krypton could blow up.
Yeah. We're used to being, predominantly snowy in our neighborhoods. It's like we're not used to like melanin. Like, nah, you gotta spray that shit on. Like it ain't supposed to stick. But it, like I said, it wasn't all completely horrible, you know. Don't
get me wrong. It was horrible.
It wasn't that horrible, no.
Just not completely.
I lived out there before they had a fucking BART, yo.
Wow.
If they had only had a BART, I probably. Nah, I ain't even gonna tell that lie. I can't.
Kill yourself?
No.
Like everyone else on BART
I
these
probably
days.
still live out there, but nah, I can't even tell that lie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Wait, so you still live over there?
Hell no.
Where do you live now?
Richmond.
Oh, all right, good.
I had had to come back home. Home sweet hood. You feel me?
Yeah.
Who says you can't come home?
It depends on who's saying it.
Landlord.
Mom. Okay, mom.
So what do you do now? Like you're involved with the teaching of
Yeah.
Is that
So
you do full time, or is that like after?
that is like I'm a man of many jobs. So that's one of them.
AKA you live in the Bay Area.
Hell yeah. So I on any given day will be teaching either in Hayward or Pittsburgh or Richmond, like at like damn near any level of school. And sometimes I get off and then work an A's game as a supervisor for the ushers.
Nice.
You'll see a.
Oh, so you can hook up tickets.
Sometimes
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
they don't be liking to hook people up with food or tickets because I don't see too many people of color in the front office like that. You feel me? Yeah, so I love being able to go to the games and talk like a modicum of shit and get paid for it. Like it's the greatest feeling ever. And like I also help run like 2-3 shows in the Bay, 2 poetry slams and an open mic in Oakland and Berkeley.
Where at? You
want the full spiel? I guess.
Yeah. So for our listeners,
yes,
maybe they can check it out because there's
spiel it up.
This is already like what 3 or 4 spoken word poets that we have on.
Yeah. The
so
3
like,
at this point.
3. Yeah. So.
Okay. So I am one of the organizers of Rich Oak Alchemy Open Mic. We just had a show last night at the Allen Bluford Center for Justice, an amazing space on the corner of like Telegraph and 24th Street in Uptown Oakland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But during the show, anytime you're at Allen Bluford Center, the inside is Oakland, the inside is Richmond, the inside is the Fillmore, Bayview, Hunters Point. The outside is Uptown Oakland. Unfortunately, New Oakland, not Northeast West Oakland. I'm talking about like snowy Oakland.
All the computer programmers moving in.
Hell yeah!
I just got a job at Google.
Hipsters.
Yeah, hipsters.
And I'm going to get a wonderful latte machine flown over from France. One of the first ones, as a matter of fact. And I wear suspenders.
The reason fucking rent's so high is walking around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The techies, man. Yeah, dude. They.
What's worse, techies or Trumpies?
My friend's a software engineer. I'm just gonna say Trumpies. No.
I don't know. I know a cool Trumpy. He ain't smart, but like
I can live with that.
Now, and what I mean by that when I say it is people who are just obsessed about how awesome the guy supposedly is. Not like people are just like, yeah, I voted for him because I kind of agree.
To be fair,
but more like he's the greatest person ever in the world. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, to be fair,
is this as annoying as
anyone that obsessed with anyone is kind of like hard to be around.
Exactly.
I will say I was very shocked to find out. Actually, I was not shocked because like I remember his ass like when we went to school together in Antioch. I know a real life Uncle Ruckus, like a black Trump supporter that I went to school with. I'm not gonna say no names. I don't think he lives in the Bay anymore.
How Uncle Ruckus?
He probably doesn't listen to this show, so it's fine.
He's like when you say Uncle Ruckus, I expect him. Yes, exactly. Is he that self-hating?
He don't trust them big nostrils over yonder.
Oh dear. I'd like to meet this man just so I could have something to laugh about and be angry at the same time.
No, dude, it's basically like Ben Carson minus
everything. No,
basically,
if Ben Carson wasn't a surgeon,
no, if Ben Carson wasn't the house nigga, that's the house nigga. Yes, I said it.
So, man, I don't. Yeah, like.
I don't understand.
Like, it's especially all the shit that goes on. Like, you can still support someone. I mean, me personally, when it comes to politics, I don't trust any of those motherfuckers. Any fucking.
So basically, you're like, you read, you pay attention.
I mean, you know what?
You're brown.
You know what? Yes. You know what it is? When I was working this corporate job and I all the stuff we were told not to do. That's unethical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see like the management doing way more unethical shit. I think I mentioned this before. I just kind of like,
capitalism gon' cap.
Exactly. Like motherfuckers are, especially on that level. Like I saw it on this, I guess a small level. This is a corporate job and I saw it, right here. I can just imagine how much scummy these motherfuckers are. This one of my favorite comics.
Ken Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
You know what's fucked up?
Jeffrey.
I hope he did because of all the fucked up shit he did. I hope. This is dark. But
that was a cover up. I'm telling you. No.
This is one of my favorite.
I hope he choked on the guard's gonads forcefully.
One of my favorite comics said this: like anyone who wants to be the president should not be trusted. The person if you want to be the president, you must have some really shitty plans. I mean, you can say all the nice shit that you want to do, but just to want so much that amount of power, you got to be a piece of shit. And also, the one who would probably be the best president is someone who doesn't want to be in there, but everyone's like bring him in. Like, let's make this guy.
Yes.
You're dragging him.
Hey, you know what?
Bernie did not want to be president. He practically begged Elizabeth Warren in 2015, like, please, I'm an old white man. I'm not even white. I'm Jewish, but fucking
old
everybody
man,
sees me as
period.
white. I'm old. Please run. Like, everybody's going to ask Hillary to run, but, like, we need a progressive. I love you. Please, Liz. Please. Oh, no? Okay, well.
I guess I'll run then.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at Bernie. I was like, that criticism that a lot of people had for McCain when he was running. I think a comedian said something, or if the comedian didn't say it, I did something to the effect of, "Dear Lord, if he dies, that means we're gonna have that as our president." You remember who his running mate was? Nah. But I'm like,
Sarah
even
Palin.
more.
Sarah
Yes,
Palin, yeah.
I can see Russia from my back door. But my thing is, it's like with Bernie's like, he looks like he's twice as old as McCain was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, Bernie looked like he about to take 5 steps and then collapse, like they did the 5-point heart exploding technique from Kill Bill. Unprompted
Right.
though, man. Like, I'm like, no, man. You
Ouch.
need to be in somebody's nursing home, Burns.
All right,
I love you, but
let's not be ageist. Like, to give respect to the elders.
I'm not ageist. I'm anti-death. This is what I am.
You
I want somebody that's going to survive the next 8 years.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't think he was going
Being
to
the-
survive to
the
run again.
fucking point
Being
of
the
Bernie,
president
though,
of the United States ages you. You notice that?
I know Obama was in his 30s looking when he was a candidate.
You feel me?
He got out looking like his
50.
He looked good for 60. You feel me?
So just imagine
He
what
aged like his white half. That's
like Bernie gonna go in there looking 80 and then he's gonna come out in a coffin. I'm telling y'all, after 2 turns.
knock on some wood, goddammit. You better knock on
Looking
some
like
wood.
the Crypt Keeper from
Knock
the HBO
on
series.
Some wood. Wax, I'm gonna need you to knock on some wood for me. Just one good time.
It's done.
All right, for
There.
sure. So,
I mean, we're all going to die, though.
the point of Bernie, in my humble view, is that, like, he is going to do roughly 80% of what has needed to have been done for the last 2 decades minimum, 3 decades plus. You know, like,
Yeah.
the protections that sprang up after the Great Depression were basically stricken down by presidents from Bill Clinton to George Bush to now Trump. Like, there's probably going to be another recession that's more like the Great Depression
Yeah.
than the Great Depression was.
Well, the 2008 one was just almost like
The housing bubble.
It wasn't equivalent.
I don't think it was, as
but
bad,
it was. Yeah, like it was terrible.
Yeah.
And it took about 10 years to recover from that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, this next one is coming, and like it won't necessarily be due to the coronavirus. It won't necessarily be due to Trump.
That's why we need a war.
It's,
I mean, that's what saved us the last time.
Exactly.
The only problem is everybody has their hand over the nuclear button, and it's just kind of like, do we really want to do this now?
Everyone is under like who would be a potential, is hovered over, a power with nuclear
Yep.
weapons. So it's like, who do we fuck with now?
Exactly.
Let's fuck with Mexico. Let's
Start a war with Mexico.
Let's steal their kids and sell their
we're
organs. And we'll fucking make up all this money that we need.
We'll wipe out the cartel along the way, so we can at least justify our presence here.
They're their employees, bro.
so I'm saying
Oh, man.
Bernie is not going to save the world
No.
or the
No.
country, but he will probably be the first major step in the right direction since maybe, like FDR and Henry A. Wallace, like.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna just be another Henry Wallace. Like he's gonna be like, yeah, we should get that guy on, but they're gonna find a way to make Joe Biden.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because
But no, if he does not end up as president,
Henry Wallace didn't have social media though. That's the thing I was gonna say.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I'm just saying though, like, if he does not end up president, it'll be exactly like fucking Henry A. Wallace.
Yeah.
He was ousted as vice president and as a vice presidential candidate in favor of Truman, who was that time's, like centrist, moderate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like freaking Truman.
And then he fucking.
I mean, Henrietta Wallace was like what, from Iowa, and
Yep.
like actually gave a damn about poor people.
Yeah.
Actually had super progressive ideas and ideals, and
before
like,
predating the civil rights movement too, right?
by a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking
Yes.
about like
Yeah.
in like around the time of like the Third Reich's rise to power.
He was talking like that. It was making like Churchill like, oh, get this guy away from us.
Hell yeah, you sound like a fucking communist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Churchill. Oh man, Churchill was such a great man of the era. In great by large, not necessarily great as in the most morally astute person on the planet.
Yeah.
But good lord, like Wallace would have been such an amazing fit, and Truman was the safe bet.
And if this is the thing,
Truman was the safe bet. I understand why.
Truman was Biden and Hillary.
Yeah.
Biden
and he dropped the nuke,
yeah, I know.
which I think was going to happen with FDR regardless.
Yeah, basically.
yeah,
but,
and you
you know,
needed to make the exclamation point
You know, if
statement.
you think about it, Democrats
Don't
don't have
fuck
a
with
good,
us.
They don't have a good track record. They got us into the Federal Reserve. They dropped the first nuke. Bye, whatever. You know.
I mean, there's sins on
And
both.
the fucked up part is, like, as much horrible things as the Democrats have done over many years, even when the parties were reversed, the Republicans in 2020 are still like,
Oh fuck.
a complete, like, utter
Caveman.
mockery of what the Republican Party and conservatism is supposed to be.
Like Lincoln's.
Yeah, not even Lincoln's party. Like
There's a certain irony. I think I know where you're going with this, but correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a certain irony in someone from Middle America, gospel artist, posting up when our last president was elected, Jesus has finally returned to the White House. Now, I don't remember Jesus saying anything about grabbing any woman by the vagina forcefully. And I'm like, that's the most anti-conservative thing you could say. But okay. Alrighty then. Go on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, someone said that.
What?
Someone said
What? Jesus has returned to the
White House?
yeah, that was like, I can't remember the name of
See,
the gospel
that's-
artist, but she
What?
was on social media sharing that. Finally, Jesus
that was
has
a
returned to
country
the White
artist
House.
that said that.
Is a gospel artist.
Okay.
I don't remember the name, but I was just like, that was her thing. She had shared that on Facebook, evidently, and it made the rounds. And I was just kind of like, I don't think.
I'm gonna need that name eventually. 'Cause, like, I don't want to contribute no money to her or their career. Like, I don't want to be within the same 50-mile radius of that person or anyone that likes them. Like,
If they're ever starving and they need money, I'm not gonna donate to that GoFundMe.
I drink a lot of water, so like my piss will be close enough to water, right? Yeah, I'm a horrible person. It's the poet in me. Like, the teacher in me is trying to be a good man.
I think you're the most cynical poet I've ever met. You're like, you
That's
should
like
be a
the greatest
comic.
thing anyone's
You
ever
should
said
be
about me.
You should be a comic. That's what comics are, cynical poets. You might want to pick up this.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll get paper towels. Some accident happened here.
Yeah, we went for an epic fist bump, and
I'll clean it.
There was collateral damage.
yes.
Yeah.
We can get to it later.
I had a feeling that because I'm clumsy, something like that was going to happen. I was like,
That was my bad, though.
nah,
Like,
the throne is a setup. The throne is a setup. I'm not going to be the one. You want to knock on some wood? Knock on some wood for me, please.
it's been knocked. It's been knocked. No,
So I want to say this on the mic. If Bernie did win, I think he'd probably get popped.
He's not black, so he has that going for him. He's not like Central or South American.
nah, but he's Jewish, so I can see.
He wasn't black either.
You're right.
Like-
Fuck. JFK was Catholic. Bernie's Jewish. Oh fuck. I didn't think it
he was
through. I didn't think
Catholic.
it through. Hold
The
on.
fucking Vatican didn't help him out. Like, come on. All right, I'll, it's good as long as the cup didn't break. It was a gift.
All right.
Crap.
I'm glad we averted disaster. But yeah, like I guess you could say I was just trying to say Bernie is going to be someone that helps Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, like Ro Khanna, other members of Congress and the Senate, and more progressive people to come get in place. Progressive people in the Supreme Court, progressive people in every aspect of all three branches of government, so that we will no longer have taxation without representation. Like, where the fuck is our Boston Tea Party? Because like our elected leaders have not represented us in a long time.
They're all distracted by social media.
I mean, you remember the Tea Party?
It's
from
almost
like 8 years
iPhone
ago.
season, so
Yeah. The Tea Party
Now that cupping season is over now, right?
The thing that needs to be kind of I don't know, but it's hard because you don't want to be friends with some of those motherfuckers. But like the divide, it just makes it kind of for a lot of people they get like they don't even want to fuck with politics. Like, who gives a fuck? Let them do. That's
the reason why shit is fucked up.
That shit is fucked up because of that. Yeah,
you gotta read like what local judges are being elected in your county.
That's more. I think that's just
you got to read. Who was in your school district leading it. You got to pay attention to who was on your city council.
Yep.
Like you got to.
We just had a city council member on here, and I learned a lot that day.
Oh yes,
Jael?
no, that was no, it was Melvin Willis.
Oh wow! Okay,
he was on our podcast. We released the episode a couple weeks back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go into the archives.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got
I thought I was y'all number one fan, but I guess like I've been slacking on my macking of like staying completely up to date on everything that y'all posted.
that's okay.
So,
You can check
like,
us out on YouTube,
I'm your
Spotify,
yeah.
Google Podcasts.
Anchor.
I guess I'm like your number 3 or 4 fan, but I'm gonna step my game up because like I really like what y'all do.
Is this your first time being on a podcast?
Yes,
Dude, you're a natural.
Oh, we're popping that cherry.
Yeah, it's like everybody.
it's my first time on this podcast.
Oh, not on a podcast. Period. You've been
Correct.
on. Oh, okay. What was what podcast have you been on?
So, a good friend of mine who is a comedian named Jackson McBrayer.
Oh yeah, Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, who just won like the slam at Tourette's Without Regrets in Oakland like last Thursday.
He's from Oakland.
I don't think
Or
so.
where's he? He lives in Oakland, right?
He lives in like the Oakland area. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. He had a podcast.
Yeah. Well, me and our friend from Indianapolis, Thaddeus, have a podcast where
nice.
like we all have our areas of expertise. I'm the politics and music and arts, like poetry guy. Jackson does poetry and comedy and
No way.
like is one of the greatest representations of the handy-capable community that I know. Like he is in a wheelchair and gets more ass than a toilet seat, like
Jackson.
yes.
I don't know. He was in a wheelchair.
He's a regular Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, better than Lieutenant. He's like who Lieutenant Dan was based on, minus the military.
Minus a Forrest Gump.
Lieutenant. Dan.
I have him as a friend on Facebook because the comic, because I'm a stand-up comic too, and
nice.
and you kind of just you add each other, and then you just never talk.
For sure, that is
Just communicate through ats.
Yeah.
That happens on mine. I'm friends with so many people in like the filmmaking and video production world, and then we just never talk.
Yeah.
Occasionally they like my stuff. Occasionally I like their stuff. That's about as far
And
as
that's
it
why I
goes.
like he shares some funny memes. Just click like,
And
see
he's so
see you tomorrow.
that is my homeboy. He's crazy ass like white boy, but he ain't like even though he's white, I call him spicy white because
you need every podcast needs a crazy white boy.
exactly. Like
He
honestly,
doesn't say anything, just sits
I
there
met-
and plays Sega Genesis and occasionally chimes in with something off the top of their head.
and
Just
you know
completely
what?
off topic and unfounded.
I consider you family because like yeah, you are a
I thought you guys were
good
friends.
crazy motherfucker.
I thought you guys were friends. Like,
We are.
You didn't
I
see us
met him
bonding
today.
over NBA Jam?
oh yeah,
You can't not
20 minutes
bond.
ago?
Only a psychopath couldn't bond over NBA jams.
I agree. Or any old school video game.
There you go. I agree with you. I agree with
But
that 100%.
my podcast with Jackson and Thaddeus is called the podcast formerly known as Coffee Shop, aka PFAX.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys like? Is it just you guys? Or do you?
Well, we're going to start inviting guests, to like local artists.
Yeah, we
Kind of like, a little bit of what you guys do, but like I would also like, to have some, collaboration going. Like having y'all come out to where we record our podcast and do our thing.
Hey, we extend the offer back to you, man. And you know what? We just started putting guests. We didn't really. We did our first session alone, and then we've done a couple sessions alone. But we didn't really talk about this whole guest thing until like, yeah, fuck it, let's just have guests. But it works. Yeah. Like we've met a lot of cool people. Like I've never met you.
A lot of cool people, a lot of talented people, a lot of people looking to employ us. So it's been great.
For sure.
It's been great.
Amazing. And like amazing. I appreciate all five fans we have in Canada. Y'all rock.
Oh yeah,
I feel that.
Yep. And a lot of these restaurant workers that reach out to me. I don't know. I guess it's when you're prepping shit.
Yeah,
you need some stupid shit to listen to. Yeah. Just turn on the voice party.
We're your guys.
That part.
Available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
Oh man, yeah, no. It honestly for me, I think this has kind of helped with my stand up.
Okay.
And do you have a similar experience for your poetry or?
I mean, for me, I can see how it helps you with your stand up, and yeah, if I were to get into comedy, like doing a podcast.
You've never done stand up? I feel like I'm talking to a comic.
Oh shit! That is like, wow.
You have the what's the word? Bravado? No,
I can't tell if that's the first or second greatest thing anyone has said about me this week.
You're also beautiful. No, I'm just keep going with the.
Here's the other thing that's in contention. The other thing that's in contention for the best is when a good friend of mine outside of one of our shows said, a good friend outside of one of our shows said, Prophet, Kevin Hart is like the light-skinned version of you or something like that.
Oh. Man, that's a good compliment, man.
Or, something to that effect. And I, probably was smoking a cigar with some wacky tobacco in it. And, like...
So you're not sure if they really said that? I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think they did. I think they did. But it was hilarious. But the way they said it was great, though. Completely great.
Man, for you, it seems like, what's the podcast called?
Podcast formerly known as Coffee Shop.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like a Tribe Called Quest or a pimp named Slickback.
So I mean, with
gotta say the whole name.
Each one of us has a different. He's involved with film. He's involved with film and music, and
that's exactly like my podcast.
Yeah, and it just works. Like I'm interested in doing more film, obviously, but like it's I don't know. I can't see. I mean, I could definitely do it, but just doing it with another comic, that's what Gaspar, but he's no longer here.
He kind of gave up on this show a long time ago.
He hasn't officially quit.
He hasn't quit.
He is currently at large.
Every month he calls in sick.
He said he was going to miss the first session today.
We're on session number 4. Still no sign of him.
There's a little narrative on Instagram I got going.
Gaspar's like that boyfriend that says, "No, baby, you're the only girl I'm talking to." You gotta say that it ain't true.
But Gaspar, I will say that I have never heard. Because I've only met you two guys today, I can't speak on y'all. But I've never heard Joaquin say anything negative about you. Ever.
No, I mean I could say some negative things about him, but I say it to him. No, you know what's crazy?
So don't get the wrong impression. You might be light skinned, so like I had to.
Hey, Gaspar and I hung out. This is a crazy.
With a name like Gaspar, you sound light skinned, so I had to just break down like, nah, they're not clowning you.
You know what? The thing about Gaspar, I don't know if I told you guys, but we hung out like a week ago. Like he's down to kick it.
Down to kick it, but not down to work.
When it comes to the podcast, like, oh yeah, I'm busy.
Well, I mean, he did say that the week, you know, it'd be easier than the weekend.
See, I'm like the dad that tells him you're babying too much, and then he's like, well, now let's not be hard on him. He's the mom.
I'm the nurturer in this group. I will admit it.
It's all right. I'm kind of that dynamic with the shows I run. Like last night, there was a very intoxicated guy that came in. I like the other organizers of the space didn't want him to be allowed to stay. So, you know, I tried to kick him out in the nicest, most professional, humane, decent, human way possible. But then he came in after somebody else that went outside to smoke a cigarette and started knocking over pictures and disrespecting the space. And it's like, all right, the other folks that organized this space, their 1st through 10th idea is to just beat your ass if you disrespect.
You know, I wouldn't even let him get his coat.
Like, you know, if you disrespect, like, you know, like the people in the space, if you disrespect the space itself. I'm gonna give you a chance to run the fuck away and never come back. Before any of the peoples whoop your ass.
I tried to let you go.
See, you nicer than me. I don't give a fuck.
Because I did spend a decent amount of time in South Richmond, and like throwing these hands was one of my favorite pastimes. I'm an Aries. I'm not a classical Aries anymore. It's almost my season, but I'm not a classical Aries anymore. I'm more
April 13th.
Oh shit! I turned 30 later this month.
Oh shit!
So yeah,
look, it's just bonding over stars and shit.
That's why you guys are like so competitive with each other.
No, like
that instantaneous.
Like I've had to throw people out of my store before because I'm in Berkeley, which is kind of like, you know, the mecca of outrage culture and whatnot. I remember there was one time.
It totally is.
I remember
Frisco, then Berkeley.
Frisco's worse. Thank God I don't work in Frisco. There was one time we had just hired this dude.
Don't do it.
And I was training him on how to work the film machine, right? Fucking tweaker dude comes in off the street, sweating, eyes bloodshot, breathing heavy, doesn't say anything. He just looks over to one of my laptops and runs over, starts unplugging shit.
Bro, I was just dehydrated, man. Why are you telling my secrets?
I had to like grab I literally like grabbed him by the back of his collar and his belt and dragged him to the door and threw him on the sidewalk. And that happened so often in Berkeley that I was just like, so anyway, you got to watch the gate because hair can get in there. Like, didn't even miss a beat. And I realized looking back, like, oh, that's a hell of a first impression for my new hire.
Hell yeah.
You know, I used to work at the Richmond O'Reilly's. I was a supervisor there. And, oh, man, this guy came in.
You talking about, like, Food Co. O'Reilly's?
No, that's AutoZone. I'm on over there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, over there on McDonald Avenue, close to the McDonald's on McDonald Avenue.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that was we got shot at once when I was there.
Wow.
The bullet missed me by a few. And you know what? This guy,
because I can relate.
This guy said, if you guys don't make this return happen, I'm gonna shoot the store. I was like, oh really? You're threatening us? Get the fuck out of here!
Why don't you shoot the nigga that's shooting?
And then he shot. He shot.
Oh, that was the dude that was shooting.
I don't know if that was him, but it happened right after. But you know, there's so much shit that happened that I don't know. But anyways, this pissed me off more than the gunshot. This dude came in and he said, hey man, can I use the bathroom? I was like, well, we don't actually have a public restroom. He said, no problem. And then he walked away. And then maybe 15 minutes later, some guy said, yo man, in one of the aisles, he's like, I just stepped on some shit, bro. And
when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I guess he just went in one of the aisles since I said there's no public restroom. Took his shit. And that day I kicked out every customer until I mopped. I was like, everybody get the fuck. I was like, everybody gotta get. Like, I'm sorry, you guys gotta go. If you already purchased, like, I lost my shit. I got in trouble for closing the store.
So you gotta find the guy and you gotta rub his nose in it. You know.
I wish I would.
You know, like you would a dog.
I probably would have.
So wait. A motherfucker like
I know.
Fired a gun and the establishment. That the
when you from the hood, you used to bullets. It doesn't phase you. After
shit
a while.
is personal.
So
shit is personal.
You get in trouble for kicking every other motherfucker out once that situation finally ends.
Oh no, this didn't happen on the same day though.
It sounds okay. If it's the same day,
I was about to say.
It sounds like a movie.
I'm saying
Sounds like one we can make.
That reminds me of when I worked in Metro. Like shit.
The gun thing was on
PCS before T-Mobile.
See, I can picture after the gun thing, just you opening the door and screaming, "You missed!"
You know, I can't even say if that was the customer though, because it happened a few days after, and that actually happened on New Year's Day. To be fair, there's a lot of guns going off in Richmond on New Year's Day.
There's a lot of guns going off on New Year's on Richmond any day.
It could have been unintentional.
It could have been. It's Richmond.
It could have just been a celebratory bullet.
You know, it's funny, but not funny that
It's like shoot blanks, man. Come on. Sorry.
Yeah, the thing about like Richmond is that like everybody I know from Richmond goes to Oakland like we own it.
Really?
Well, not like we own it because we're humble. But we go to Oakland with no problems. We don't start no shit. You know, we always supporting other folks' spaces, you know, other like businesses and establishments and stuff like that. Right. I don't see too many Oakland cats coming to Richmond much.
Yeah. I mean, unless they got, unless they're fucking somebody.
Hell yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think, what would they come to Richmond for? Do we got anything? I don't think we got anything.
Unless it's family, you got everything you need in Oakland. As far as hood-related stuff, you know, like there's dispensaries everywhere now. Before, you know,
but,
I mean,
you know,
Amsterdam and what have you.
Every those cities
smoke shops
have their own meth dealers. You know, there's no need to visit.
Walter White lives like right around the corner.
They got enough hookers.
There's a liquor store on every corner. A chicken in every pot.
Hookers should have unions, but that's a whole other. Anyways,
yeah, I just like I have family in both cities. I do shows.
Where do you live? Richmond.
I live. If my neighborhood was on a map, it would be like a blood orange zone, aka P7 near Perry's Elementary.
Oh, okay.
So close to North that like I can, if I could do a backflip, I could do about 3 of them bitches and be there.
I worked at Perry's. Yeah.
What?
Those third graders were pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. Shout out to the Cougar.
It wasn't the kids that I said that. It's just like
because North is like one of those neighborhoods a supervillain would level with an earthquake machine.
You said a supervillain would what?
Would level with an earthquake machine for the greater good.
A supervillain.
This was done on Arrow, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not Lex Luthor?
I mean, I've spent a lot of time in the hood, so I've grown a little bit of resentment.
I mean, you live.
You're a minority around here.
I may be a minority, but I use my white privilege to get me out of so much trouble. I can't remember the last time I got in trouble with the law.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
because
he's undercover.
I'm just gonna say,
don't cry.
I don't discriminate against anyone. I'm not prejudiced by color, none of that. But
the shit's coming up, guys.
This is one of those with all due respect things.
I got white friends.
I mean, you should have some white friends. We're good at talking to authority figures. We're genuinely
my niece is
responsible.
Okay. So my question is, because I like to know if I'm around white folks, if they're up or down, are you mayonnaise?
What the fuck?
Or Miracle Whip?
Oh, it's definitely mayonnaise. I can't do no Miracle Whip.
That's wrong answer.
Miracle Whip is the margarine of mayonnaise. Okay.
No, mayonnaise is the margarine of mayonnaise.
I haven't had either in years.
Really? Yeah, you a person of color. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if you did.
Well, no, wait. Actually, whenever I go to get a Nation's burger, they put mayonnaise.
They put a lot of it.
Hell yeah,
they do. So that's a lie. I just haven't put any mayonnaise on my own sandwiches in a long time.
So let me
I'm
explain
a mustard guy.
what those terms mean.
Yeah, but mayonnaise is delicious, though. What were you talking about?
It's good, but
Yeah.
I just,
Maybe if it's aioli or something.
I love aioli.
Oh, I love aioli.
We got some olive oil in it or something. Like just mayonnaise for the sake of mayonnaise. Like,
Oh yeah, not
yeah,
by
like,
itself.
like the
No,
people who
for
put it
sure.
on hot dogs and French fries. Those
Hell
psychopaths,
no.
I can't do
I think
that.
that's in France they do that.
People are crazy.
Mayonnaise goes on one thing and one thing only, and that's sandwiches.
bread. For
Yeah.
sure.
Hamburgers.
Well, I
Too.
can, that's a type
why I
of
said bread.
sandwich.
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
Oh, fancy. So anyway.
Anyway,
Back to the sandwiches.
you were asking if I was a top or a bottom.
Nah, I was not. But if you want to express it, go ahead then. Yes, Queen.
I mean, I'm forceful yet passionate, so it all depends on what
Just
mood
whisper
I'm
in
in.
my ear.
power bottom, huh? I'll stop. So, an upright person is something like I really hate that like children are in cages on the border. That's a really terrible thing. Like I just wish that like someone could do something about that. A downright person is like John Brown. Like who we fucking up to make sure that these kids is good. Like,
Harper's Ferry, motherfucker.
and mayonnaise white
I get
is
you.
like I'm gonna use black slang, listen to black music, probably fuck black people.
Yeah, okay, that ain't me because I don't listen to hip hop. Fuck that.
We were listening
you listen
to
to
Eminem
jazz,
6
rock,
months ago.
Okay, I mean, Eminem's not really hip hop though.
You listen. You have food and liquor in your seat, and you got Lupe in your shit.
To Pimp a Butterfly is a masterpiece of an album, but that does not mean.
I like that. So yeah, like a mayonnaise person is like, I'm gonna clutch my purse around people of color because
These
they make me
analogies
uncomfortable.
just keep going.
But a Miracle Whip
What the fuck?
white person is like someone that is not only invited to the family barbecue, but is family at the barbecue.
Miracle Whip is the good ones.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure, Miracle Whip.
I mean, I still got my black card somewhere.
Yeah,
It's in the glove compartment.
Yeah.
I was until we did.
you gotta keep it in your wallet, bro.
Until we did.
It's like your ID. They'll check it every night.
Until we did the podcast, I didn't know he had white friends. 'Cause it was always you and Evan and like,
and like my girlfriend's like a Filipino
Yeah.
chick, and yeah.
and I got cousins.
I got
that
white friends, don't I?
that are whiter than
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you totally do.
Oh yeah, Mike.
No,
I forgot
I-
about
no,
Mike.
Chad counts.
Oh yeah, Chad counts.
Chad is-
Chad counts.
Oh,
So I got
wow.
two white friends. I got two white friends.
Chad Hellier.
Well-
no, Chad's last name is Garcia. He only halfway.
I have friends that would make great guests for this podcast. Some of my poet friends have poems about reverse racism where they talk about how they tried to actually be reverse racist, and it's fucking hilarious. It's like a stand up act.
Oh shit.
And yeah, like part of it is like, what's wrong, Chad? Like what's going on, Doug?
Oh yeah, I went to a job with. I used to do home alarm installations, and my manager came with me, and it was this black dude in Antioch,
Antioch.
big ass house, and my manager is this white guy, and we knocked on the door, and he's like Jose and Brian. He just mentioned a whole. Was like, wait, what? No, my name, no, Dominic. He's like, oh, okay. You look like a Brian or a Doug. And he was like, what the fuck? And then he got it right on the money. Jose. That's just JD stands for. Like, fuck, I can't even be mad at that. Yeah, you got. I am Jose. Good guess, buddy.
I can dig it.
What are the odds?
But I guess he was giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
Like,
So I used to work at AAA, and I had this coworker named Miguel who I used to call Ocho Nueve, and he went on this diet one time where he was going on like this meatless diet. He was going like vegan for a month, and we're talking on the messenger, and I was like, "What? How could you do such a thing? What would Grandpappy Jesus say?" and then he was just like,
Damn.
and then he was just like, "How'd you know my grandpa's name was Jesus?" and I'm just like, I'm just playing the odds, bro. Just playing the odds.
God damn.
I hate it because like people will guess Jose. Such a generic name.
It is, but it's out there.
It's the fucking Well, I forgot what his name was. Comedian said it's a Honda Civic of sex positions. Missionary is a Honda Civic of sex positions. That's what Jose is for Mexican names. A Honda Civic of Mexican names.
We all got
it's the
names.
safe, reliable bet.
Yeah.
If you black and your name ain't Jamal, like people are surprised sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been around for 33 years and I've only met one Pedro.
Really?
Yes.
Did you vote for him?
I was in preschool, like,
Oh wow.
and living in
Did you
Pittsburgh,
vote for
Cali.
him, though?
It's Pedro.
Class president right there.
Archimedes. That's the first motherfucker with that kind of name.
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Right, that's like one of
he's-
them fucking Bible names
Yeah.
and shit.
And
I
then
knew
I
a
have
cat
a
named
Greek myth.
Pesanius. We called him PA.
Pesanius.
This is my
even
son
his ass
Malachi.
couldn't spell his name.
I have another friend. His name is Apolinario. I was like, what the fuck? Because he goes by Paul. And he's like, yeah. I was like, I just go by Paul. Like, yeah, I would too. Motherfucker. Like,
Apollinario.
Apolinario. I guess that's another biblical name.
Sounds
So-
like a super Latin name though.
Yeah.
Like either
Maybe it's from the Mormon Bible.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Apollinario. I wonder what it means.
Cocktail Bible. I don't know what the fuck. Hey, so do you have content out there of your where can people listen to your poetry?
Now I do have music in poetry. I'm working on. I am in the writing and recording stage, but I do have a poem up on YouTube at Bay Poets Unite. Poem that I wrote and dedicated to my grandma. But yeah, like I'm an organizer for like all of the Bay Poets Unite shows, like Berkeley Poetry Slam, Oakland Poetry Slam, the Open Mic, Rich Oak Alchemy. Like I'm about to send Joaquin the beat of the song that like he said he wanted me to perform on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the time and I know y'all got a guest coming up after me.
Yep.
Not too long from now. But yeah, like after I like spit this song,
I think from now on, every guest has to perform a song. Fuck it, just got the beats ready, man.
You know they don't sing.
You know, they don't sing. Yeah. What do? You fucking make cakes? Fuck it. Give them a beat.
Just drop, give him a beat.
can you text me
Send
your
it.
email address, Wax?
Oh yeah, sure, for sure.
Is that what they call
Isn't it just Joaquin at IOPvideo.com?
Yes, I'm sending it.
Motherfucker! Hey, how you gonna snitch on live television?
live television?
Because we work together. We both run IOP
We
Video.
only have 4 listeners, and they're all in the next room. Don't worry.
Think bigger though. Like once this podcast of y'all's gets established and stuff. And
But I mean, that's our business emails.
Yeah, we want we want
okay.
people to know that.
That's what's on our business card.
Yeah, so they might be like, "Hey, can you make me a thing?" Yeah, we can
You
make you a
send,
thing.
yeah, if you're gonna send any kind of weird stuff, send it here at Joaquin Xavier at IOP Video.
We're gonna make an official voice party email too.
If you're a stalker,
If you're a female stalker specifically,
I wouldn't be.
I'm single.
Only, bro.
I'd be
I'm
careful.
single.
I'd be careful.
Bruh, I've had female stalkers. I got a story. I probably don't have time to tell it, but like, yeah, it was harrowing. Very harrowing.
But did you get laid?
I ran away screaming, bruh. I'm telling you, it was harrowing, horrible. And like her rap name was Aquafina, and she did not look like the very beautiful Asian American actress and rapper.
Is she
Her
an
name was
actress or she a
Aquafina.
rapper?
Her body was Kirkland.
Basically, yes. Everything about her was Kirkland.
you send it yet?
I am almost done.
MP4 file.
Something like that. MP4, MP3. I forgot.
3 is audio, 4 is video.
Man, this song is great. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could try to beatbox and rap it at the same time.
I'm kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time. I feel like, you know what? I'm not always comfortable, like, interacting this way.
Yeah.
But I saw you came in and you were like smiling without saying hi to anyone. I'm like, oh, he's definitely high, so that's good. and then I saw you sat down, you're playing video games. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. All right. This has been one of the most chill episodes with someone I don't know.
This is what we do this for, B.
I mean, it is
We
the
do this
voice
for.
party.
I know it's the
we
voice
should
party.
be
We've
having
been trying
fun.
to
But
get on
sometimes,
here for months
sometimes
now.
you are shy at a party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
My middle
That's why I
name
brought
should
my
be
Sega to this
Wallflower.
party.
All right, so I sent it.
All right.
Hey, but don't you have to do the thing?
Yeah, but I gotta upload it as soon
You
as
gotta
it's-
upload it and download it.
I'm waiting for it to hit.
Put his thing down and reverse it.
So,
I've never
just to
been
give you
good
some backstory, I
Yeah.
did some.
Let's hear the backstory.
Hey, but next time you come, I want to hear that stalker story. But go ahead.
Oh hell yeah! I got stories for days, man.
I know, we didn't get into
You
it
want to
much.
get into ghost stories? If you want to get
Oh,
into
yes.
like freaky stories, if you want to get into, yeah, bro, I got stories for days.
If the sex story doesn't end in an exorcism, is it really sex? I'm just kidding.
Amen.
I mean,
That sounds horrible. No.
one of my best sex stories takes place in a like kids playground.
Jesus.
At lunchtime.
At around midnight, 1 in the
okay.
morning, in Berkeley. I'm not gonna say which one, but I had a lot of fun that night.
For all the police officers listening, no.
no.
Fuck, I think I just burned a good spot. No, I'm just joking.
It wasn't a skate park, was it? Oh, shit, it was.
Nah, that's next. I'm just joking.
Okay, I was about to say.
Did you get it?
No, not yet.
All right, I swear I sent it.
Thing. Yeah, Joaquin at ILPvideo.com.
The subject is the beat.
I'm just refreshing. I'm over here to like refresh.
Yeah, he's on that
I'll
Metro,
Bluetooth
so
it to
gotta
you.
give
Fuck
him a
it.
minute.
Like, let's Bluetooth it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that'll be faster.
Way, way faster.
All right, I'm activating my Bluetooth.
Cool, me too. So the backstory to this is my friend Clutch Beats, aka my partner I used to work with, KC, was the maintenance or is the maintenance man at the apartment building I used to be a desk clerk at, and right above where my front desk was that I worked at for like damn near 3 years, working graveyard shifts, hella nights, and filling in for every other person there. Sometimes, like right above my desk,
We're connected, sir.
he has a very beautiful setup and studio where he made this beat and several others that I'm going to do my very best to destroy. And essentially,
I mean, just put 5 on it. You'll be good.
yeah, like I had some kind of old stuff that like I damn near forgot about. I like cut out a lot of it, but then added some new stuff and then like some completely new stuff
Right.
to make this song. It's basically like some Frankenstein shit.
Okay.
So like
I'm with it.
most of the hook is from like 10 years ago. Like the second verse you hear, like maybe a third of that verse was from a while ago, but then I, cut out a lot of stuff and added some stuff. And it's a true story about like my life and times and experiences living in, being from, and experiencing, observing the ghetto. Like,
Life in the hood.
what Richmond really is, what the hood is really like from a ghetto practitioner. What kind of phone do you have? A Prime or a Merge?
It's a Samsung Galaxy S5, 6, one of those.
Damn, they up to 20, dude. The S20 just dropped.
I have two options:
If it ain't broke,
the
Yeah.
J3 Emerge or the
upgrade.
J3 Prime.
I think I'm Prime.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you-
and
there
if
we
you
go.
were broke, don't buy it.
I accept.
Perfect.
And if you're not broke and need some video production,
And-
check out IOPvideo.com.
IOPvideo.com.
For
Because
sure.
we'll make that shit look pretty. Look at that.
Hell
This
yeah.
week's episode.
All right, it's downloading now.
And so
Download.
this song sampled an obscure soul song. I don't want to be sued, so I won't get it too much into it because the
This guy's
person.
pulling you in, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard your voice as much in this episode.
Yes.
I think it's also the Sega has me
I
really
know.
relaxed.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
This is what happens when you have two Aries in the same podcast. It also
Hell yeah.
hey,
explains
what are you?
I'm a Cancer. But Phil's like my best
I've been
friend.
knew that. I just didn't know it was your sign. I'm joking. I kid. I love you.
That explains why you and I get along so well too, because I think my sign just gets along well with Aries, like exceedingly well.
And
for sure.
Taurus.
You're a Taurus?
And Taurus.
And Taurus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. It's received. Good, good.
There we go.
What do you mean no transfer? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, I was about to start flipping out. All right, who?
Yep,
Be
that's
ready
it.
to plug it into the thing.
God,
There's a
damn it, son of a bitch! Every fucking guy.
This has been like Phil's liveliest time hosting. It's crazy.
Plug that into the bottom. Plug that into the bottom.
Thank you. Hey, we love you, Phil. Thank you.
I know.
you, Phil. We appreciate
I'm
the
in
shit
a
out of
race.
you,
I'm
Phil.
in
So,
second place.
I don't know how you get it to play, so hopefully
yeah.
it'll reach.
All right, yeah, no, I'll do it.
Oh, now we gotta hand it back over there. God damn it!
So I just want to say
Don't knock
before
over the
I get to,
It's a gift.
before I start spitting, and I will start spitting in just a second. I do want to thank y'all for providing a space for local artists and business people and people to get their
having
stuff
fun.
out there. Like I want to thank y'all for
There's so many
inviting me
talented
here.
people trapped in the hood that just need an opportunity to build a better life for themselves.
For
We
sure.
might as well chat with them.
and
Cope isn't right about being in the ghetto.
like this song I'm gonna describe gentrification and all kinds of stuff, and like the only way to combat the changes that will start making the Bay Area look like Utah in a couple of years is having spaces where people can express themselves and like build and create and like have the space to not just dream but have the resources to build on those dreams and bring them to fruition. So like I look forward to collaborating with y'all and
sure.
really
Likewise.
really making
Likewise.
some real big shit happen here in the Bay, because I think the problems that are affecting a lot of us, like the housing crisis, like the healthcare problems that a lot of us experience,
Techie juggernauts coming in. And fucking-
like just like all of these things it's going to take a lot of people and a lot of people power to combat it, and like this is a start. So welcome to my hood, South Central and North Richmond, California, not Virginia. And go ahead.
All right,
My mouth is dry, so every word ain't gonna be crisp.
but it will be delicious. All right, y'all, get ready as we go out.
Thank you for listening to The Voice Party.
Oh wait, Havin. There we go.
Shout out to Clutch Beats. My name is Prophet. It's been a pleasure. The gentrification of Richmond's impatiently waiting to get us debating our placing and facing eviction from basis, racist intentions, replacing the tenants through rates so ridiculous. Pay these outrageously plaintiff expenses or vacants the fate of the place where you stay. Split with no wages or representation that give us a way to live in the Bay. Prayers for those who believe it. Not on these streets where the heathens are bleeding, deceased from a beat that precedes them. Policing that beats them to weakness is weeded. All hope is fleeting. My city is pride with a purpose. Highly deserted from nightly disturbance. Nobody to service. Our lives have been worthless. Violence is surging. Dire surviving the gutter with urgency, hustling for currency, earning G's daily. Crazy, same hood that love me and made me can hate me and one day might murder me. First degree certainly, I've suffered through the toughest trouble, maladjusted youth. Seen fiends with scuffed up shoes, puffing fumes of drugs and booze for hard times. Struggle got a funny way of humbling you. When the crime rate wave, one time gon' parade daily through all the blocks you was raised in. Gotta find your way, cause they lying in wait, decaying on this grindstone pavement. Never let them take your mind, keep your heart light. Through all the fire and dark nights, so the ghetto's a hell of a hard life, and nobody acknowledges our plight. Or corners with niggas that turned into savages. Souls deformed by significant poverty's damages. Look at the images. Cities are ravaged through feds are sick and sadistic. They bust when they capture you. The road to survival's a hassle that tackles you. So we find hope in religious figures that shackle you. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Fighting death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Fighting death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. I Come from a slum that was almost defeated. The wicked I've witnessed, you'd hardly believe it. A cycle where death is more constant than rain. By the way, shots will spray the Lord coming today. Why did the bank take my house away? Work 3 jobs to save, but rent high in the bay. My fam full of pimps, pushers and preachers. Hustlers out grinding, panthers and teachers. Working so hard, clock ends are bleeding. Had hella friends, but so if you call me when needed. Homeless, I struggled alone in the jungle. Roaming the stone when most others would crumble. Roles to be humble, my throne is the rubble. My home is with those that chose to be trouble. Holding me up, I owe them eternally much. I know I can trust, for sure. I was raised on blocks hot with games. Seen blocks cocked the name. Body shot and left dropped in flames. Near a nocturnal train, blood stained tears, cops and chains. Somebody is discarding charred remains. Felonious monks, holding up pump. My community's molding to dust. Hopeless as fuck, cause most of us stuck in most potent of ruts. Tell me why my whole block is writhing in pain. It's not gonna change. My cousin was shot in the brain. 3 years later, my brother psychotically slain. A block from my cousin insane. It's the logic of fate. Justice does not come in play, cause it never did, not to this day. So my mama ain't safe. I'm psychologically scathed. How do I plot and escape from these corners with menaces turned into savages? Souls deformed by significant poverty's damages. Look at the images. Cities are ravaged through feds, are sick and sadistic, they bust when they capture you. The road to survival's a hassle that tackles you. So we find hope in political figures that shackle you. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Facing death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. Revolution is imminent, struggle in bundles. Facing death and imprisonment, walk through the jungle. Prophet. Catch me outside. How about that?
That was good, man. That was good.
Woo!
Nice. Prophet, thank you for coming by, man.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and I know for sure we're going to see you again. So,
Oh, hell yeah.
Next time you come by, though, I want to hear those stories.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, that's been the Voice Party, everybody. Thank you for listening. We're out.
Deuces.